Alright, in this first video I'm going to be showing you how to open up and run a project in Pix4D using the GEMS sensor. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is go to the Start menu and open up Pix4D. And once that's opened up, then you're going to want to go to Project and hit New Project. Then this box will pop up, and in the name you're going to want to type in a valid name for this project, so something related to the project. In this case I'm going to type in GEMS for the sensor and soccer park for where these images were collected. In the create in blank, this is where the project is going to get saved to. So you're going to want to save this somewhere where you can get at it. In this case I'm going to save it in my student folder here on campus on the server. So you're going to go to Browse and then browse to the folder that you want to save it in and hit Select Folder. And that file path should change to the folder that you just selected. Once that is where you want it, then you're going to hit Next. And this brings up the window to add our images. So in the case of the GEM sensor, we're going to be adding all the images from the soccer park flight, but we only want the RGB images for this first run through of the data. So we're going to scroll down to the RGB images, click on the first one, hold down the Shift key, and highlight the last one, and all of the images in between will also be highlighted. And we're going to hit Open. When you hit Open, all of those images should appear in the Select Images box. In this case we have 220 images. Then we can go ahead and hit Next, and it will load those images. This is the image properties window, so it's giving you the altitude, lat, and long, and accuracy measurements for all of those images. As you can see right now, none of those images are geolocated. We have a 0 out of 220 images as geolocated. In order to fix this, we're going to go to this From File tab, and again we're going to browse, and I'm going to go back to that same folder where I got these images out of, and there is an export folder, and in that folder is a POG file. That POG file has a GPS log of the flight and all the trigger points for the camera. So you want to click on the RGB POG file and go ahead and hit Open and hit OK. And you can see as soon as we do that, that all but one of these images are now geolocated. So what this is doing is Pix4D takes that POG file and matches up the trigger locations from that file with the image numbers. So trigger location 1 corresponds to RGB image number 1. Once we are comfortable with how many images we have geolocated, we can go ahead and hit Next, and go ahead and hit Next again through the Processing Options template. Keep the defaults for the coordinate system, and the window will open with our project. This zigzag pattern here is the flight path over the top of the soccer park where we collected our images. The red dots are all of the trigger locations for the camera. So down in the bottom portion of this window we see a Start button and a progress bar that right now is at 0. If you go ahead and hit Start, this is what's going to start the project running the mosaics and creating the DSM. Once the process has run all the way through, you will end up with a window that looks like this. Right now I have the cameras turned on, in this pane on the left-hand side. The cameras are showing everywhere that a picture was taken. They show the elevation that the picture was taken, and also if you look real closely, you can see that all the actual images are also in this camera formation. If we go ahead and turn those off, you will see a very faint outline of the final image that we are going to get. This very faint outline is some of the tie points in the point cloud. So then if we go ahead and turn on the point clouds, we see that the image gets filled in much more. And if we go ahead and turn on the triangle meshes, the image will get even better. And sometimes it takes these a little while to load up. So once those are all loaded, usually I go ahead and turn off everything except for the rays and the triangle meshes. I think this gives you the least cluttered and best quality viewing image. Once it is run, you can go ahead and pan and zoom, click and drag, and look at the 3D image from all different angles. So once the process is completed, if you go to the Process tab and click on Quality Report, this window is going to open, and this is basically giving you an overview of how the project ran. It's giving you information on what the project name was, when it was run, how big of an area these images are covering, also a preview of the DSM, or the digital surface model, and the RGB mosaic. It gives you an idea of how well the images overlapped, and also how many of those key points were found between images. For a further explanation of what the quality report does and what some of the parts and pictures in that report refer to, please see my blog above this video. Thank you for watching.